Ari, and welcome to today's Weekly World News on Wednesday, the 29th of March 2017. The first article that we're going to look at is the House Committee passes a bill to audit the Fed. The Federal Reserve is obviously the private central bank in the United States for America. It's never been audited, there's no oversight over it, which should exist in the government of the United States for America. So there's absolutely no way that they're going to ever allow the Fed to be audited, because it simply is not federal. It doesn't have any reserves. Actual lawful audit of the Federal Reserve would discover this, which wouldn't be a bad thing really, because then a lawful system as stated in the Constitution could then be put in place again, or we would hope that that's what would happen. System of money that is actually backed by precious metals. Attacks on the United States Constitution and the right to bear arms continues, with people wanting to impose a higher fee for handgun permits. Now obviously handgun permits, there's no mention of such a thing in the United States Constitution. A permit is simply a restriction on the right of people to bear arms, but they want to raise the fee to $370 with a $300 renewal every 5 years. This is in the state of Connecticut, where they currently impose a $140 fee, which is twice the national average, but they again want to raise this to more than twice its current amount. There is, however, a lot of disparity between the right to bear arms in the United States, and we see here the complete opposite of what's happening in Connecticut, where North Dakota is actually lawfully bringing in constitutional carry. Constitutional carry is a very active and popular thing in the America right now. It's where obviously the right to bear arms is enshrined in the Second Amendment. It says that it won't be infringed, yet obviously with thousands of so-called laws on the books which actually do infringe on the people's right to bear arms. The constitutional carry is something which is gaining momentum. It's the right to conceal carry a firearm with no permit. This is allowing people over the age of 21 to do so. All that they ask is that you carry a form of ID with you, and if you're stopped by a police constable, then obviously you have to state that you are actually carrying a firearm. The Mail Online is reporting on the new £1 coin. I think with the push towards the cashless society, which we can't allow to happen, this will be the last incarnation of the £1 coin, which we're able to physically hold. The anti-forgery and security measures in there are obviously designed to protect the interests of the private central bank, the Bank of England. It's to stop people forging the coin, and which impacts it on their profit. The new coin is a dodecagon, a 12-sided polygon, which makes it harder to fake. It's made of a bimetal, and it has some sort of security feature where under a certain frequency of ultraviolet light a code pops up, so they can shine the light on it and they can tell whether it's a fake or not. And we see a lot of where technology is used for criminal and negative gain, so it's quite refreshing to see an article somewhere where technology is actually being used to help people, which, technology should be the tool of man. We should never, be a slave to technology, which is unfortunately an ever increasing trend. But it's nice to see technology being used to help people, and this gentleman here was paralyzed. He had an accident on his bike, and they've made it so that the only part of his body which he's able to use is obviously his head. He's quadriplegic, so he controls with his mind these devices here, which then enable him to move his arms. So he has a bit more freedom and mobility, which must be very refreshing for the gentleman to be able to have that after so long where he's relied on people. So it's nice to see technology actually being used to help mankind.